The John Lebang Show has been known to make people laugh, sing, think, scream, throw things in rage, and generally lose their minds. Listener discretion is advised.
Worldwide and out to the greater universe, you're listening to the John Lebang Show.
Well, here we are again, in front of the microphone. Not so ready to discuss what's been eating at my mind. Apparently we're in dark winter, day 12 or something like that, when you're hearing this broadcast or when we're doing it. You know, and it's been a real dark winter from where I'm standing. I'm struggling as a human being to cope with the nature of what we're all facing, the results of the boogie woogie virus and the subsequent things that have come from all that. And you hear a lot about how divorce is on the rise, and it's hurting the family structure. And standing on the other side of the aisle, as I do, because I don't have a family and no kids, none of that. A lot of that stuff passed me by for, well, we won't get into too many reasons why that happened, but I hear about those things and I'm like, you don't want to come to the side, right? You just don't want to come to the side. Now, if you have kids, maybe it affects everything a little differently, because there's still going to be some semblance of family there. But in all my contemplations over the past several weeks, the one thing I fall back on is I don't have a family. I see a lot of guys out there who really are just not good fathers at all. And they have a family. They have kids. But it never happened for me. And when you're a person in my position, and that was something I'd always longed for, was to have a family. I would have had 13 children, if maybe even more. If that was in the cards, I would have took it. My grandparents all come from big families. My grandmother and grandfather had 7 kids. That's pretty big. Even some of my uncles had 7. So it's not out of the question for somebody with my background to want a bigger family. It was a thing. So when you sit here from my point of view, and the house is, generally empty because of the the current conditions that everybody is afraid to go to places to enjoy time together, fellowship, because of they're scared they're going to get a sniffle. And the malpractice media and many others have all pushed that narrative to help that fear along. It's kept people at home, and it's, from where I stand, it's almost tearing families apart because they can't get a little free time to themselves. And I understand quiet time and free time. I get a lot of it. And if I don't keep myself busy, then your mind starts to theory craft a little. And sometimes it goes into dark places. Well, there's been some downtime after the Banger Music Awards, and we're not really fully underway here because we still have some things we want to do to the studio if we can afford it, because that's a secondary reason that things are a little tough right now, and it's a dark winter from our perspective, is that we had a business that was generating some pretty good money, at least enough to help us get along better, and we haven't been able to do much of that with the lockups and all that. So on top of feeling this, okay, I'm trapped inside a building, and that's what it feels like sometimes. You're kind of trapped inside a building all alone. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are single. They live by themselves for whatever reason, because it's hard. If you don't find that person when you're 28, real young, and you build that family and you carry it on, it's hard as a person coming down the hill a little bit to build any kind of, everybody's got their own thing going by the time they're my age. They're kind of locked in their lives. And for major changes, say you meet somebody, and I'm sure there's many guys and ladies out there who are, I don't know what, who sees the market of people available. And that worlds have to change to get things together. You have to put things together, right? And that on some level, when you're a single guy and the prospects that are that are available to you, they have, especially if they have children, there are so many other things you've got to deal with. For instance, a divorced woman with some children, still, for the most part, as long as the dad's halfway decent of a dude, and that's a thing I really despise, but if the dude's at least halfway decent, he's going to be around to interact with his children, and more power to it. You want to have a guy to be stand up and be there for his kids, because I hate those douchebags that'll just have sex with all these women and impregnate them. I mean, I'm a product of that, in all honesty. My dad got around, and I have, or had, many other siblings because of that scenario. So we all know there's dudes like that. When you're a single guy and those kind of douchebags have kids and they do what they do, and you sit here and you're like, I try to be an honorable, upstanding dude. I try to be forthright and assertive. And you see that those guys have kids and you don't have kids. And you start to question, like, what do they got that I don't got, right? Beyond the obvious. It's like, how did they manage, these low-life dudes, how did they manage to put together a family, whatever crappy semblance, that it might be, yet I was never able to pull that off. And it's been chewing at me. What am I doing wrong as a guy? Or what did I do wrong as a guy? Because now it's a little late. 52. Most women, by now, the ones that would be interested in me, they have their families. Like I said before, they all have kids, and they're tied to the father. As long as he's a decent dude, they're tied to him in some manner, which means you can never get a woman to be 100% with you because of that. There's always going to be that factor. If the guy's decent, if the guy's a lowlife, a douchebag, a scumbucket, then you might get more time with the woman, maybe. But if her judgment was that bad in the first place, how do you know that it's good? That she is going to be able to make good judgments in the future. Because I can tell you, I don't want any more like screw-ups in my life. At this point, I kind of want to ride it out. Do what I want to do, like the broadcasts and other things that have been toying in my mind. Maybe it's a midlife crisis I'm going through. I don't know. Guess because I'm too broke to buy a Corvette or something. I can't really show that visually that I'm going through a midlife crisis or something. But I don't know, as a person who's lived alone for a long, long, long time, I'm not even sure how if I would ever want to take those first steps into a world where these people already have full established lives, and there's absolutely no way that you can get 100% commitment out of somebody who has a completely established life. So do you take a chance as a single guy? Do you take a chance as a person who, everybody craves companionship and fellowship. But do you take a chance at things when you've had a series of disappointments? And hopefully you become wiser with those things, and you don't make the same mistakes. But we got to take a quick break. A little somber again today, folks. I'll try to kick it up a little notch, but we're going to talk about what I want to talk about from here on out. And you want to get the news or something, there's plenty of people talking about it. Be right back. Hey, Uncle Shady, where are they going?
Hey, you, get back here. The John Lebang Show will be right back.
Are you in need of commercial or residential window cleaning? Do you need your office cleaned? Maybe custodial work? How about some gutter cleaning? If you do, then call Pane in the Glass. For a beautiful shine that's crystal clear, call Pane and the Glass. You can find them on Facebook at Pane and the Glass.
You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
It's better than an eyeliner convention.
The thing is, you know, if you get involved with somebody, that they're going to demand that 100% commitment from you. And especially a person who has no family and has the appearance of the availability of time and things that, well, that could build a relationship. But you're not ever going to get that 100% the other way unless you're able to meet somebody in the odds of any single or person who's been alone. Because I don't know what my official status is except maybe divorced. I'm divorced. And it's been 8 years or 7 years. It's been so long, I lost track of time. You know, and I've, as you guys know, I found plenty to do to keep me busy in those years. The radio show, the gardening stuff, all kinds of different things that have kept me busy so that the hollowness of the building, that the house that I live in, didn't feel so hollow. You know, I filled the spaces very much like, well, I guess Pink built the wall. But in some ways, I was doing that sort of thing, you know? I was just putting boxes in the empty rooms. Well, through this dark winter we're in, I've had a chance to look at all those boxes and realize there's a lot of junk in them. It's really not, you know, you kind of missed out on some things, not being a dad. And I know people in my position because I feel it. I'd take on a family. It's not like I'd be afraid, because I wanted a family. And at best, you're a guy who, you know, it's all you're going to get at my age is like somebody else's family. And that'll always eat at you too. Or at least it does me. Because I'm a thinker. Maybe to my detriment sometimes. Because as I have time, and if I don't spend that time filling up boxes to fill the empty room, I think. And those thoughts go into not always the brightest of areas. And that's kind of where I've found myself in recent weeks. I see a bunch of boxes that are filled with junk, but there's nothing concrete, solid. There's absolutely no foundation to what I've built. And I tried to make a family. That didn't work out. One thing I can 100% agree on, or 100% admit, is that I was never able to have 100% commitment out of a woman coming back to me, no matter how hard I tried. Because I worked my butt off. When I'm committed, or like I say to a lot of people, if I'm in, I'm in. You got me. I'm part of the whatever, I do it. I don't like to half-ass anything. In fact, when there's half-assers that are part of whatever, it really gets on my nerves. And I've been going through like really low periods and really anger periods and periods where I just laugh at my situation. Because at this point, I don't know how to fix it. And it's kind of a tough thing. Because I'm a fixer. I always come up with solutions. I have absolutely no solution to where I'm at right now as far as where my head is at. Where do you go when everything, and this is not just in my personal life, but in my business career, I've spent over 30 years in a specific industry besides the entertainment industry. I carried 2 careers, right? Maybe that's part of the problem, too. Maybe that's part of the problem. But I always wanted the entertainment career. And because I wanted the entertainment career and I was forced into carrying a business career, that kind of screwed up my personal life. Or at least that's how I'm starting to see it. But with my business career, I hear it all day. I hear it all day. You're the best worker, you're this. But no matter what my positive attributes are, I'm missing something because I can't move ahead in that. And then I realize it's the same thing in my personal life. I'm missing what I really wanted. I wanted a family. I wanted kids. It just didn't work out that way. So there's something in me, and I don't know what it is. I really don't. But it's not hard work. It's not dedication. It's not loyalty. It's not perseverance. Whatever it is I'm lacking in my personal life, it's in my business life and in my entertainment career. Never flourished like I wanted it either. I've gotten a lot farther than most have probably thought I would. But that's the only place that the hard work showed any signs of like positivity. Like I had an end result that works. But now I see all that and they're just boxes. There's something missing. And I can't, for the life of me, a person who fixes everything he possibly can, can't figure out what it is that I'm missing, that even douchebags have, because they do fine in money and business and all that. They get ahead in life. Even douchebags with radio shows get further. I don't get it. So then I question, is it really that I'm honorable and try to be a good man? Frick, I make mistakes. We all do. But is it really down to that? We don't want good men in this world anymore? Because that's all I've tried to be. It's either that or I'm missing something. I don't know what it is. And since I really never had a father figure outside my grandfather, but I mean, he was a little old to be passing on a whole lot of knowledge to someone. I never had that mentor to show me, hey, this is what you need to do. I thought I was doing all the right things, but I've hit a wall. In my personal life, I've hit a wall. In my business career, I've hit a wall. In my entertainment life, like I can't get over some kind of hump. And I'm just expressing myself here because maybe there's other people out there who feel alone like I do, who need to know that there's more than one of us who feel this way. I can't be the only one in this circumstance. Man, I hope I'm not, because that would be an even greater blemish on, or scar on what I'm already dealing with. Because I purposely go out of my way to do the best I possibly can in anything I do, and yet I am baffled at why I don't have success somewhere. Like, minor success is great, like we did with the Banger Music Awards. But you know when you need a win, right? We've had a lot of losing seasons, and we could really use a win, and I can't fire the coach. And the coach doesn't have he's tried to change his strategy. And it doesn't seem to work. And I am absolutely baffled on how to make some kind of positive, it's one of these things actually be successful. Because right now I've got a trifecta failure. Bit personal today, huh? Whatever. I really feel that I can't be the only person who's in this circumstance. Most likely it's other men. Because how the world is, most women have, if they're not married in a happy marriage, they probably still have children from either broken marriages or scumbag boyfriends that they made poor judgments on, and it's left them with the life they can't, they're dependent on that life themselves. Well, folks, halfway done. If any of you are still listening, we'll have, if I haven't depressed y'all, we'll have you listening to more on the other side. Just stay tuned.
Don't move a muscle.
The John Lebang Show will be right back.
With lots of fun and excitement. Yes!
Jim's Tuxedo and Menswear is your one-stop shop for tuxedos and men's quality suits. We go the extra mile to make sure your tux or suit is the perfect fit. Our huge selection is second to none in the state.
Looking good.
Outstanding customer service.
And we're located on Dix Toledo in Southgate. Call today, 734-285-3253.
Jim's Tuxedo and Menswear is the place to be.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to Jim's Tuxedos and Menswear.
You know I had to come to the best.
That's right.
Hey, man, it's at the bottom of the hour, man. Do you know where your kids are, man?
If you want to contact the John Lebang Show, feel free to send an email to jlebang@live.com. And if you're on Twitter, look him up at John Lebang. And don't forget to go to his Facebook page at The John Lebang Show. Banger. Now here's John.
This stuff makes me want to just say screw it all and just run away. Get the hell out of Dodge. Go somewhere else. Start over again. But if I don't figure out what's holding me back, and it's got to be something with me because I can't get over the hump anywhere. And at my age, you start thinking it's too late. It's just too late to fix anything. Because it's all just... It's not where it's supposed to be anyways. I thought it would be in a different spot by now. Especially the family thing. And I'm really tired of filling boxes with things that just mean something to me, and then they're done and you put them away. But again, you can change your job, but that's not going to fix my problem. If for whatever reason I can't get over the hump and get me to that next level. I've done so much soul searching, contemplating, thinking, probably to my detriment. Because now I think I can't. Like, I could do anything. I can do anything except get over the hump. So it's more like, do you even want to try? I had a friend talk about maybe getting a band together. And that is so appealing to me. But again, at our age, what does it accomplish? And I guess that's the point. If there's no goal you're moving towards, or no common theme, then why do these things anymore? So I'm like, well, maybe I should just go somewhere and just take off. Be done with me. The world doesn't, I haven't made a big enough change with this radio show. And the only real accomplishment I've done with the microphone and the broadcast is really the Banger Music Awards. And that's a limited, very small. We didn't make money on it. So again, there's no, if it's just to do something, I'm running out of, I don't want to just put boxes in this room, in these rooms here. But I know if I don't find what isn't getting me over the hump, it doesn't matter if I go to a new job, if I move into a different part of entertainment, if I start a relationship, it doesn't matter. I got to figure out what's not getting me over the hump. And we can blame other people, and there's plenty to go around. Because I know in my personal life, I've never been able to get 100% out of a partner in one way or another. And in the end, and that's what's kept me from just running out and trying to find some woman all these years after a divorce. In the end, most of them, it was some other guy anyways. There was always some other dude, some other man. Even though I'm a real confident guy, you don't want some other dude at a part of your supposed woman's life. And ladies, that may sound possessive a little bit. I don't think it is, though. But since I can't have a family anymore, or I'm really too old to get involved in starting a family, you have a choice. Continue on the path of this, what I'm at right now, or take on somebody else's family. And I'll tell you, that's not all that appealing. They have their own life. I don't even like the concept of having to deal with a baby daddy. no matter how good the dude is or how low-life scumbag he is. And the lower on the scumbag scale they are, the less I wanted to deal with it. It is really a perplexing position I'm in. And especially for my age, because you can't really like do a whole lot of fixing. Because I'm, in my own right, stuck into my little commitments. Although, I could quit my job. I could stop doing the radio thing and the YouTube thing if I wanted. The dating market is very unappealing to me. Really is. Just Facebook posts can turn me from going, oh, that's a cool person, to what a douchebag. And that doesn't even have to be a lady thing. It just, now that you can see how people really are, or they are trying to act like, because you don't really know, because sometimes it's fake book. A lot of times it's fake book. Oh, I'm so happy. Yeah, you're so happy. Happy. You know, those women that will post a picture, they're either half naked or something, you know. They're wearing a little nightie or whatever. 75, 80, 120, 200 guys like it up. That's a woman you want to keep. That's a woman you want to look for. That's a woman that's out there. So stuff like that is a total turnoff. Not a big fan of the smokers or the tattoos. And it seems like, you know, especially the tattoos, every woman has one now, or a majority of them. It's just thinking here, ladies and gentlemen. Thinking out loud. Really had nothing to... Besides, I don't want to talk about what's going on in the political realm, the news realm. It's garbage. It means nothing anymore. When I'm sitting here looking at what I'm staring at deeply, why would I care about that stuff? And I hear that divorces are on the rise, and I'm thinking, why do you want to come on my side of the market? It's terrible on this side. It is awful on this side. There are a lot of alone nights. You can't take a day off work. You have to go. No matter if you feel it, you don't feel it. Because somebody's got to bring in the money. And all the people that complain, little kids and all that, would have been great. But why would you want to take on, especially a single, somebody else's kids? And especially since you see that a lot of these, sorry ladies, single women especially, are disasters. Because the majority of the best women out there, that man, the husband has kept them. There are exceptions for sure. But that might have boiled down to choices more than anything else. But all the good women are kept. The dude, the man knows to keep a good woman. Even if the marriage isn't all that great. And if he doesn't know, he's an idiot. He's a fool. Because, like, I tell the guys, the young men at work that have women, before all the world can taint everything and make you a little jaded, keep her. If you love her, keep her. Keep her forever. Make it work. Figure out what makes it work. Because you don't want to end up where I'm at. You don't want to end up like me. But then I realize whatever they're doing, whatever everybody else is doing, must be right. Because I'm not getting it right. Yeah, and that's where my head's been. And it just... You just try to figure out what the next course of action you should take in life to better your circumstances, to get some kind of win somewhere, especially when you need one desperately. And every time you look at it and you go, it's just going to end the same as everything else. It's just going to end the same. I'm almost... And I have a lot of passion, as we spoke about in the last show, but I am almost apathetic at at anything out there that might give me an opportunity to do the next thing that fills the box. It's really challenged my self-worth a little bit too, because I don't know. Again, I will stand by my morals, my honor, my loyalty, my trustworthiness. I will let you judge me because I think I'm a good man. And more than thinking I'm a good man, I work my ass off to be a good man the best I can. So is it that being a good man, a hard worker, somebody with drive, is not what the world is actually looking for? Am I just in the wrong universe? Because I thought I was in a universe that made sense. And this one does not make sense anymore. Everything is backwards. People are so screwed up, you don't even want to get involved with them. One more break, folks. Last segment after this.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
Because the John Lebang Show will be right back.
After this.
That's guaranteed. Yes.
Absolute Skin and Body Care, located in Livonia, Michigan. If you're in need of laser hair removal, skin care, laser tattoo removal, or laser hair regrowth, call Absolute Skin and Body Care. They're located at 37625 Ann Arbor Road, Suite 105 in Livonia, Michigan. Their phone number is 248-533-0448. Absolute Skin and Body Care. Give them a call.
You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
It's huge. Now I gotta tweet about it. Sometimes I think even God hates me. And I can't figure out why. Because it seems like, as I reflect back, I didn't get a chance to have a normal childhood either. I was denied that as well. Because of my antics, my father and my mom, to some degree. So you think, you start asking the Creator, you're like, what the heck? What do you want me to do? What am I doing wrong? I've even started some Bible studies over the last 6 or 8 months because I'm just trying to figure something out, because I've hit a wall. And I have absolutely nobody to help guide me through this. Because anybody that would have been a mentor, a guide, has been long gone from my life for many years. I don't have that older guy friend to go, hey, can you clue me in on what the frick I'm doing wrong here? Because I don't know. But that's another thing that I'm questioning, because I don't have the friend base I see other people have. So there's obviously something, some kind of block within me that's keeping all these, or that it's kept, because now I'm, everything I'm talking about really should be built in your early years, right? And these things should all be established by the time you reach my age. You should have a great career. You built through, especially somebody who worked hard the whole time. But yet I'm still technically on entry level. Although you should see my appraisal. Everything's great. There's never any negativity in my appraisals. They're usually saying how awesome I do at this, or how good I'm with customers, whatever. But again, I can't get past the hump. So I'm baffled, I'm discouraged. And with the world the way it is, I'm demoralized, because I realize the world of people out there are so screwed up. Why should I even get involved with anybody out there, be it on a friendship level or beyond that? And it sucks too, because if you start relationships with people, everybody's got a life now. So there's a time factor there. And unfortunately, I have two things in life that I can offer people: time and my kindness. What I am, my essence. And that's it. I don't have the currency of the world. And it seems like I've always lacked that currency that can purchase me because it's not hard work that does it. It's not commitment, it's not loyalty, it's not honesty, it's not truthfulness. It's not respect, it's not caring. Those are all side things that make whatever the thing is I'm missing better. But unless you have that, whatever it is, that's what I'm going to call it. It's whatever it is, because I don't know. And you can see I've gone through an emotional roller coaster here, because it saddens me and it makes me question my manhood and who I am. Especially the interpersonal level, where I just never seem to be good enough for a woman to be 100%. There's always been some other man there, somewhere, whether it would be physically or whatever. So I'm baffled. And I'm kind of tired of it. But I can't give up. What am I going to do? You give up. I'm not going to be like a bum on the side of the street asking for people for money. See, I have dignity. I have a little pride. Person I've been studying the Bible with a little bit. I mean, it's not really studying the Bible with them personally, but I'll ask questions. I was told, that you have to just give up. Give it all away, right? Well, I've done that. I feel. I mean, take it from me, and it doesn't seem to get any better. So you got to deal with, on top of everything else, God probably hates me, and that's, the way it goes, I guess. So we got about 7.5 minutes or so left in the show. Sorry it was so, maybe it was too personal for you. I tried to keep it at least, my emotions in check, because it's really, there's been some really dark nights of late. And if I feel like whatever I do, I'm going to screw something up, or it's going to break something, just so I can try to achieve one of the others. So that's what they call a rock and a hard place, I guess. Aerosmith had it right. But all I'm going to do until I try to figure this out is, unfortunately, maintain the status quo. Because if I just say the hell with everything, that's not going to fix the problem either. But man, would I just like to just pack it all up and fly maybe to some little South American island or something, somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Just build me a little tiki hut, go fishing every day, and forget the whole world exists. That stuff actually sounds appealing. It does. Just say, screw it all. But then I know who I am. I'll reflect back on this, because there will be a lot of time to think in that scenario. And I'll realize that there's still the lack of the family side of things. Like, the foundation is not there, no matter how. And I thought, I built it. I guess I built the foundation with shoddy materials. That's all I can think of, is that instead of using concrete, I must have used sand. I don't know. And instead of using nice cedar wood, I used pine. And I made sure that I didn't coat it with anything to protect it. And now there's termites all in it. So I've got to keep doing what I'm doing until I figure this stuff out. But if I had an answer, I think it'd be a miracle. And I try. Anyways, folks, with 4.5 minutes left in the show, I'm just going to tell you, please go to my website, www.jlebang.com. We just uploaded some really cool new stuff to the website. We've got the entire Banger Music Awards history and records available for you to peruse. You can see all the different records and winners in all the different categories. You can see how many votes it took to get their victories. It's really kind of the last thing I wanted to give the bands that put in all the effort over the last year in the Banger Music Awards. It was kind of like my last little thing I wanted to do to make them feel like, hey man, this is pretty cool, Now they can go back. It's funny because we actually have 3 bands that really stand out. And I still have some time here, so I'm just going to try to fill it and try to get off the negativity a little bit. But Limberlost has 6 awards throughout their history, which is amazing. The Dark Clouds and Motion Device both have 5. Then we have a bunch of other groups and solo artists who have 2. So it's pretty awesome that we have multiple. We have bands that have multiple wins. They've been with us a long time. I was actually, believe it or not, something that if I can muster up the will to do it, I was going to put together an indie rock and roll Hall of Fame. I thought it would be a really cool thing to, nobody ever supports the indie artist, or very few people do. And there's a lot of great indie bands that I know of that should have some kind of standing in history, maybe not on the level of the superstars, of course, but just because they didn't make it big, it didn't make them not one of the coolest bands you could see. One of the groups that I really thought about when I was kind of rolling through the ideas here is a group called Trillion Green. Totally indie group. Cello player, flute player, little hand percussionist. Not rock, whatever, it didn't matter. They were so cool. One of my favorite albums today from Trillion Green. So yeah, I've been rolling around that in my head. I think if we do head in that direction, it's going to coincide with our 5th annual Banger Music Awards, which will be in January 2022. 2022. Do you ever think you were going to say that in your lifetime? Time is just flying by. And that's another reason why I've contemplated all this stuff, because time is flying by. And I'm kind of feeling like it's flown right past me. So with that being said, folks, I want to thank you for tuning in. I know it's not one of my more uplifting broadcasts. I don't know. It may take a little while to get my groove back on with this thing. We're changing things up, as we talked about. That's all going to begin in February. And if you want to know more about what the changes are, what's coming along, then you need to go to that website, www.jlebang.com, and check out everything we've put on there. And then I guess the vibrations of my vocal cords are finished for this hour. Thank you for tuning in. I'm John Lebang, signing off from the Banger Studios.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff. Tune in again next week. Same time, same space, same station.